Okay, this video is for Dad Jokes 1988, who's having problems with players who aren't listening. Looks like they're U12. There's a couple ways that you could deal with this. I would actually invite their parents to join the practice so that they could see how poorly the behavior of their kids are. Right? You know, kids. Some kids like to rebel out. Some kids like to be maybe they're craving attention or they're craving validity, right? They want to be seen, they want to be heard. They could be having problems at home, right? You have no idea what some kids deal with, and so right, it's maybe they're acting out because they just want your attention. So I think maybe their behavior. My first suggestion would be invite their parents to the practice so they can see that that you're trying to engage them and you're trying to involve them and they're not being receptive. And if you invite their parents to practice, or let's say their parents can't come to practice and you've tried everything, sit them, bench them, run them, right? You don't listen the first time. If you make it okay that your players can just either disrespect you or just completely pie you off and not listen to what you're saying, they're either running, and if they're not listening to running, then they're sitting or they're out of practice. Because I would rather train, right? I think what's the quote? Bad apples and spoil the bunch, right? If you let one player mess around, then you're basically saying that another player can mess around. So they're gonna poison the group. You gotta kick them the fuck out. So yeah, don't let them mess around with your session. This is a valuable time, especially for the kids who are trying to learn, who are giving you their full attention. You gotta nip that in the bud, or else you're gonna deal with that all season, and it's gonna happen again and again. They're gonna say, okay, it's a mess around with Coach Dad Jokes 1988. If they don't take you seriously, I don't think you need to yell, but I think it's right. The first moment I'm saying, are you with me? Are you with me? And they're not with me, or they see that I'm conversing with them, and they just completely ignore me, or they're messing around and they're just not listening. They're running. If they refuse to run, then they're sitting. Right? They're done. I have no patience, none, for any player who's messing around with my session. You're freaking done. Let them waste your time. So yeah, I think those are the two steps. Get the parents involved, show them. Maybe their behavior will increase if they know that their parental unit's around, even though I would hope that would be the case, because that sucks too, that you just need their, right, if that's a bad path if they can't even behave appropriately. And then the next thing is, if they're not listening, then they're running. If they're not running, then they're sitting, and then they're out, right? I will let you watch. If you can watch, but if you're disrupting practice, go home. You're done. Call your mom, have them, mom or dad, or you walk home, and they're done, right? Don't let anyone waste your time. So that's all I have to say about that, and thank you for your time. Okay.